So this is the VR missions for the C4 weapon. Just like all the other weapons. Oh no!
Hey, that's pretty tough.
There's a custom game over theme for the VR missions. So, just like the other weapons in the game, we have a set of practice missions before we can do the timed ones. So, C4 is the plastic explosive the game used to blow up walls and other objects.
And I noticed they give you a ton.
Well, this is practice mode. They want to make sure. I think you can only place like 8 on a map at any given time.
Uh-oh.
In the actual game, I think that's the case. But here, I know they let you place a lot more. So a lot of the strategy for the C4 is learning. Yeah, they let you place a ton. Learning to place explosive in an efficient manner to blow up more than one thing at once. Also, not dying. And it's not just all blowing up obstacles in their way. What if there's a bunch of mice running around that we needed to blow up for some reason?
I was just about to ask, when is this going to be practical in the field?
Any VR target that's orange like that is also an explosive, so when it blows up, it gives off an explosion of its own, which can be used to trigger massive explosions, which is useful for getting first place.
Does C4 blow up all at once when you trigger it, or is it every single time you punch?
No, C4 can only be triggered by the detonator. Not even other C4 explosions will set it off. So if we place more than one C4 down, we can get multiple explosions from that same spot. Also, you notice that the explosion isn't a complete circle. It goes out wider and lower than it does above the explosion, if that makes sense. Because it didn't hit that target that was right above it, but it would have hit a target that was the same distance below it, or to the left or right of it. Which I guess is gravity, in effect?
Pulling the explosion down?
Yes! Some of the C4 VR missions are more about a puzzle than actual skill like the other weapons are. Like here we have to blow up a bunch of explosives. Also, there's a trap door in front of this wall. So if we try to run out there and place a C4 on that wall, we'll fall down the trap door and die. Stay! So have you solved the puzzle?
You blow it up from the other side.
Yes, because C4 can actually go over small walls, or rather they go through a wall if it's only shoulder height. Also, if we time this right, we can trigger these explosions all at once, saving our 50C for the other side of the wall. It also takes a really damn long time.
What's that sound?
That was the no good sound. If you try and place C4 on a wall, if you're standing all the way up and the wall's only waist high, Snake will default to put it where there's no wall because that's where the animation is. You have to crouch down first. Also, when you got the C4 equipped, Snake runs with it like a football.
I mean, it's highly stable, there's no harm, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Impressive, Snake.
You can slam that thing right down and onto the ground, that's fine, isn't it?
Yeah, it's silly putty, basically. Dangerous putty. And after we do the practice missions, we unlock the time versions, where we actually have to be good at the game.
Excellent, Snake.
Oh, I noticed the ammo bonus is not that great. You don't get 1 second for every C4.
Yeah, it is important. It is important to minimize your use of explosives because the timing is very strict for the C4 missions. We can detonate it while we're in the middle of doing other animations too, so we're replacing that last one, we can blow up the first 3, but not the 4th one, or it'll kill us. They give Snake the tiniest health bar for the C4 VR missions to make sure you're not taking damage to save time. Trust me, that was completely skill and not luck.
Excellent, Snake.
That was my first try and everything. I swear. This one's actually one of the trickiest ones to do because the timing is really weird.
Excellent, Snake.
Actually, a good deal of the VR missions in this game, to get first place, you need a lot of luck. Just because the mechanics aren't as tight as you'd like them to be. So, if you might have guessed, the quick way to do this is not to run around, but to use those 8 targets as explosives to blow up the first 4 targets. Also, you had to get on the trapdoor to safely blow up that last one.
Excellent, Snake.
And they expect you to do that because you can't run around that path in 18 seconds. Just like every other weapon, we've got the advanced mode, which means kill every enemy on the map with that weapon. Oh no! In advanced mode, they let you get an alert, which is good because detonating a C4 automatically causes an alert. See, as that guard got exploded? He's like, oh no, an explosion in the area. And this is just practice mode, so it's okay to take as much time as we want. You notice, that C4 didn't kill the guard outright, because he wasn't directly on top of it. He only got, like, maybe the gun absorbed the brunt of the blast or something. See, I tried to knock there! I tried to knock to get the guard to come to the C4, but knocking is the same button as detonating the C4.
Can't you just place 2 charges of C4 and use 1 to lure the guard?
You could. I didn't think of that. Man, you should be doing this, LB. So I opted just to knock first. And because... Oh,
the goal is back on the upper side.
yeah, Snake. Because he got alerted before the explosion went off. He wasn't alerted by the explosion. I suspect that guards are harder to kill once there's been an alert set off. I haven't done anything to test that, but it just seems like they die to one explosion more often before the alert. Maybe because it's easier to time when they're not trying to chase after you.
Impressive, Snake.
Everything except for the very center of this map is a noisy floor, which we can use to lure the guards to the position. Also, once we set up that first C4, everybody will run to the explosion, which means they're going to see you on the way there, or you have to run out of the center and cause noise and they'll find you. So either way, it's going to turn into a firefight.
C4 always blows up in the order you place them, right?
That's right. This seems like there might actually be a guard station shaped like this in the actual game. I think the guard is just far away enough that you need to place a second charge in order to kill him. One explosion is only going to hurt him. And you have to be careful because they can see down that staircase. This guard's explosion wasn't close enough to him. We survived that C4 blast because we were busy taking damage from getting shot.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't take damage from multiple sources?
No, you have invincibility frames after getting shot. Which I used to my advantage in the timed version of the C4. Of course, there's still a bonus for not getting alerts.
snake.
The sneaking bonus will start off at -3 seconds if you have no alerts, and then for every alert you do get, it'll take one of those bonus seconds away up to 0. So if we can get away with just one explosion, which kills the only guard outright without causing an alert, like this, we'll get the full bonus.
Excellent snake.
Do you get a penalty if you go past that?
No. That's why it's a bonus. You could try and rig it so that the guards will always get exploded with one C4 and will cause an alert to save those 3 seconds, but it's usually much faster just to do this and lure them into the explosion as fast as you can. Because you still get the... If they see you and get an alert, you blow them up, that's a second alert, you'll still get the -1 second. So for this one, it's all about getting the timing right. Remembering the order in which you place the C4 to time the explosions. That's actually a really fun VR mission to get right. I completely demolished Naomi's time.
Yeah, you did. It was way under half of second place.
I completely orchestrated a controlled demolition on Naomi's time with plastic explosives from the C4 I had. The VR mission 4. Now this is a little bit of strategy I used to lure the guard down the staircase. Without it, otherwise I would have had to run up there to place the explosion.
Excellent snake.
Which is actually necessary to get first place. I really, really like the 1-minute battle VR missions for a lot of the weapons. Like the C4. It's really fun to get to place half of my C4 down and then blow up targets for the rest of the time.
Without aiming.
Yeah. See, you might think the strategy is to run around and place a lot of C4 in different spots, but really, if you place them all in a row like this, you can just time the targets over the C4 and it's a lot faster that way. Especially because the targets... I chose that spot specifically because that's where targets start spawning from. I didn't want to keep standing in the same spot I was placing more because I didn't want to accidentally run out of the first pile and then blow myself up like that. Just like the guard, Snake takes different damage from the C4 depending on how close he is to it.
Excellent snake.
That situation will never arise on Shadow Modus, by the way.
No explosive rats.
I didn't say that. I just said that particular. Never in a diamond-shaped map where they keep spawning from the north and south. This is also really fun. Blow up as many guards as you can in 1 minute with C4, why don't you? It's also a viable strategy to place C4 on the backs of all those guards and then run away and blow them all up. Then you have to wait for more guards to spawn in and do the same to them. So instead, I just
get an alert.
Yeah, I'm trying to constantly stay in alert mode. If they're in alert to where I am and not where the explosion is, I'll know which way they're going to run, which is good. I can lure them over more explosions that way. It's also really good to get 3 guards in a row, take damage from getting shot, and then blow them up. And then, like every other first enemy mission, the last 10 seconds or so is just trying like hell to survive. Nice.
Excellent snake.
I'm da bomb.